Hello, welcome back. Thanks for bearing with me the last couple of weeks. Haven't done much stuff, but I'm back with a standalone video here today. Today I'm going to be looking at Eliminator from Hewson Consultants, which is a 1988 release. Now, Hewson, as we all know, are one of the most revered publishing companies for the Spectrum and other systems, but obviously not going to mention them because this is a Specky related channel. So anyway, we go to Eliminator from 1988. Now, it's by Jonathan Wildsmith, with music by Nick Jones, graphics by Steve Crow, the one and only Steve Crow, and with a concept by John Phillips. Now, Eliminator is a kind of futuristic sort of racing game. You're set on a sort of alien highway, futuristic highway, and you've got to use your Eliminator to, well, eliminate. It's not based on a ZZ Top album, so there's no weirdy beardy types in it. Right, how did it fare? Well, Crash in issue 63 in April 1989 gave it 82%, and Your Sinclair in May 1989 gave it 89. Sorry, gave it a Your Sinclair Mega Game accolade. Now, I think both of those scores are generous. It's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but if it was a classic back in the day, it's one of those that hasn't aged particularly well. Now, the main problem I have with Eliminator, is just a personal view, is it's got this kind of Space Harrier type checkerboard pattern thing going on, which really does my eyes in. And you find your eyes sort of, or I find my eyes focusing on that rather than what's going on the screen. Now, there isn't an awful lot to the gameplay of Eliminator. You've got to just go along basically through the levels, shooting the baddies. Your ammunition is limited in supply, so you've got to be sort of ration yourself a bit. But every time you shoot a baddie, they drop these blob type things, and you can pick them up. You can enhance your weapons, which is done by picking up pyramids that are sort of either side of the road. Now, I actually find, although it's a technically very good achievement, I find the game a little bit dull. Well, quite dull really. I mean, it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. Technically, it's quite impressive, but there's just not a lot going on in Eliminator. As you can see, it's a bit sort of hard to work out what's going on when things bleed into that checkerboard background, which is the same problem that I had with Space Harrier, and I know some other people that I've had discussions with have experienced that as well. Now, Hewson, you know, as I said at the top there, one of the most renowned companies that published during the Spectrum era. Not everything they touch turned to gold. There are some fairly there are a couple of average titles there, but I don't think I've ever played a terrible Hewson game. I've got a few in my collection. Nebula Synapse Exelon. What other ones have I got? Pyrocurse is one that I'm not overly fond of, but it's got some nice ideas in it. And Eliminator, I suppose, is a different take on the sort of racing, sort of like Road Blaster sort of type theme, arcade, drivey, shooty, doodah, what's it thingamajig. But it's just not really particularly inspiring. Now, but there is, there's a really good soundtrack on the 128K version of Eliminator that plays in game, and it really is a nice soundtrack. And the loading screen is, again, you saw at the top, is of very high quality. So there are some nice touches in Eliminator, but as an overall package, it doesn't make a great game. But like I said, it doesn't make a horrifyingly bad game either. It's just not one that I can see myself coming back to. Now, it wasn't a game I was all that familiar with. I was just looking for a game on World of Spectrum just to do a standalone review of, and the name of Hewson just popped into my head, and I typed it in, and I just went through the list of their releases and thought, oh, I'm not familiar with that one, I'll have a look at that. And you know that it's got some good things going for it. The presentation is nice as ever, but like I said, the game is just I find it quite monotonous, bit boring, bit dull. But if you did enjoy Eliminator back in the day, just let me know if it's one of your favourite games. Let me know if you see me doing anything wrong in the video. Perhaps it's the fact that I'm absolutely terrible at playing video games that marred my enjoyment of this. Anyway, this is coming to an end. Thanks ever so much for your patience. I know I haven't been particularly busy the last couple of weeks. Other things have taken over and life got in the way, basically. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. It would be great to see you. And until the next video, which will be following shortly later on this week. Thanks ever so much for watching. Again, thanks for your patience. Take care of yourselves and goodbye.